All right, with this West 2 Facebook Live update, I'm Chief Meteorologist Tony Manolfi. A little bit of a power hit there, so we had to reboot this puppy and start all over. So here we go. We're going to rock and roll. We've got a lot of good information here for you here the next 20 to 30 minutes on Elsa. What can happen, what's going on now, things we're watching, things you need to be aware of here as you make your plans for the upcoming holiday weekend and into next week. Now, we are not expecting Elsa to be here this weekend. I want to make that very, very clear to everybody and let you guys know what's going on. There's the latest cone. 8 o'clock intermediate advisory just came down, and you can clearly see the turn at the end. And there's a very good reason for that. There's a front that's going to be dropping on in, but it's all about real estate and timing. You know, when you're watching these fronts, if it slows down, it'll go more to the west. If it speeds up, the front that is, then it may turn this storm system more to the east. And we're going to break down all the ensemble models. We're going to break down all of the latest projections. And here's what you need to know. We have time to watch this thing. And there is no guarantee that this is coming to Central Florida. I want to make that very clear. We have a wonderful agreement through Jamaica, which is now under, by the way, a tropical storm watch because the storm system is moving so quickly to the west-northwest, as you can see right there. There's a look at what's going on. I'm going to go through my presentation, then I'll step back and I'll take your questions. So let me just crank through. There's a very large crowd in here for obvious reasons tonight, and so we're just going to kind of hammer through this, and then we'll take the questions when I'm done going through what I want to break down with you guys here. So let's take a look. That's the long track. Again, I've got a lot of emails, a lot of questions today about family in Puerto Rico, the U.S. Virgin Islands. It's not going to hit them. There will be some side effects on the northern side, but it's not going to be a direct hit for them. So they're in good shape. We're going to be more concerned with the Dominican Republic, Haiti, and I'm getting more and more concerned actually for Jamaica. There's a look now at the cone at the back end of it. And the center point of that cone, remember that far out, there's a lot of margin for error. At 2 p.m. on Tuesday, they have it as a 60-mile-an-hour tropical storm because we're not quite sure if it's going to stay over Cuba longer, if it's going to get ripped up a little bit by the mountains of Hispaniola. So there's a lot of things to kind of look at here. But look at that forward speed, 28 miles an hour. So let's kind of move the clock along here. I'll show you guys what's going on. There is a look now once we get into 2 p.m. on Friday, 2 p.m. on Saturday. And then this is a critical juncture right here, folks. There's a look at 2 p.m. on Saturday. Does this thing draw closer to the Dominican Republic and Haiti, like the European is saying, or does it go pretty much in this general vicinity, like the GFS and many of the other tropical models are indicating? That's what we're going to have to watch. That's the first question mark. The second question mark for me is, does it kind of go and miss the boot heel there and stay offshore of Cuba until it kind of comes up closer to Havana? If that's the case, then I don't buy this thing being a 60-mile-an-hour tropical storm. I would gotta believe it's going to be something stronger if it goes in that center point. So that's one of the other things we're going to watch. And then it makes the turn across the southeastern Gulf and potentially heads closer to Florida or even to the west. New Orleans is still in play. I'm going to break that down for you here in a second. Let me show you the latest satellite data here. And you can see this puppy is hauling off towards the west-northwest at 28 miles an hour. 28 miles an hour. So there you go. Vicky Hill, Louis Diaz. This storm never bothered me anyway, says Christina. Abby Fallon. Ark is in the house. All right, so as of the 8 o'clock intermediate advisory, now watches have been extended to the west a pretty good ways because this storm, folks, is really, really moving quickly to the west-northwest. So Jamaica, all of Haiti, except for the far northern side, and a small portion there of the Dominican Republic is now under a tropical storm watch. Latest radar has the remnants of Invest 95 already saturating the grounds there, and then quickly on its heels, of course, comes Elsa. All right, let's talk models now. This is important. We haven't seen anything. Yep, there you go, Jerome. On approach to you, conceivably it could be a hurricane. It should start to slow down as it's approaching you or just going by to you, just FYI. So there's a look at the tropical models per se, all right? And here's a look at the tail end of it, just to kind of give you proximity to where we are. So you've got plenty of models that are, if you compare last night to this time to now, some of them are farther to the west. But we start getting these new models here in about an hour. And I'll have those for you tonight at 10 on the CW18 and again at 11 on West 2 News. So the point I want to make here, look at that model agreement. It is fantastic on approach to Kingston and the Dominican Republic. From there, though, look at the spread. Outside of that cone, some of them, not all of them. The ensembles, however, it's a different story. And this is kind of cool. So the GFS ensembles go into Texas, Louisiana, farther west, and then curve to the northeast, still impacting Florida. That's the trend on the GFS ensembles. With the European ensembles, again, they go over the higher mountains there and then start to curve to the northeast, feeling the effect of the cold front. Now, because of the Euro going over the highest peaks there, it kind of rips it apart. However, the intensity forecasts are all over the place. Some are almost a Cat 3, that's the H-Wharf. European weakens it. So these are all just some of the things that we have to watch. Now, this is kind of a cool graphic. This is the chance for tropical storm force winds. There's 8 a.m. on Friday. There is Saturday, midnight. You can see a 5% chance of experiencing tropical storm force winds on the south side of Puerto Rico. And then it jumps up fairly high to about 20 to 30% over the Dominican Republic, Haiti, and then look at Kingston here at 4:30 in the morning. You can see how the winds are picking up there. And then as it moves off to the west-northwest, even South Florida, 5 a.m. in the morning, a 5% chance for tropical storm force winds. That starts to go up by midnight Tuesday and then continues to come northward. In fact, giving Orlando a chance, a low chance there by, let's see, there's 8 a.m. Let's see, 8 a.m. on Tuesday. By the evening, a 5% chance for tropical storm force winds in the metro. If, this is a big if the center point of that cone is anywhere close to being right. So again, we got to watch it. That's all it boils down to. This is just giving you the facts. If the European's right, watch what happens. Boom. Gets ripped apart over the Dominican Republic. If the GFS is right, it's farther west. It misses a good chunk of Cuba, and then at the very end, you can see it over Cuba and hugging the west coast of Florida near Tampa. This kind of reminds me of Charlie, but Charlie took a hard right at the end. That's not going to be the case this time, though. So there you go. The GFS trend this evening is actually closer to central Florida, not farther. So that's, again, one of the things we're going to be watching. So check this out. That's the latest cone. And this front, remember those two big differences there between the Euro ensembles and the GFS ensembles. The European model believes that this front is going to be stronger, going to come further south and pull us to the north and then out to the northeast. The GFS does not get as aggressive with that front and allows for this storm to come more towards the north-northwest in that northeastern Gulf of Mexico nook. So there you go. So that's a kind of a look at that. Now, I do want to show you the scenario with the GFS winds, just to kind of put this out there. So there's a look at 6 p.m. Tuesday. Tropical storm force gusts now into Polk and Osceola County. This is 7 p.m. Tuesday. This is just one model. I need to make sure you guys are very clear. This is just one model, not an assimilation of all of them. And there it is. There's that center. Tropical storm force gust to hurricane gusts 1 a.m. at night into into Polk County, and then kind of weakening over land, still bringing the risk for 60 to 75 mile an hour strong tropical storm force winds through Celebration, Apopka, Groveland, Orlando, and even a little blip there of hurricane force winds along the Orange Lake County line. So again, just one model scenario lines up with the worst of it will be, we'll go with 2 p.m. Tuesday to 2 p.m. Wednesday. 24-hour period right there. That would be the period that we're going to watch. Here's a close-up look now of the satellite. East Orlando would certainly have some winds, Genesis, if the GFS model is correct. Now, this thing is definitely getting better organized. There's no doubt about that. And we can also look at the wave action now. It's on the increase, and all of this water is going to be forced towards the west, northwest, and it's going to be approaching the Caribbean, the southern Bahamas, and that's one of the other things we're going to be watching. Now, as far as the Saharan dust layer is concerned, it's not really having an impact on this thing. There's dust all around it, but clearly it's not having a big impact on it at all. So there you go. So let's check this out. I'm going to show you 2 more graphics, and then I'm going to start answering some of those questions for you guys. So there's the GFS. I mean, literally between Kingston and Port-au-Prince, Haiti. Guantanamo Bay, just east of Havana, the Florida Keys by 5 a.m. Tuesday. And look at that, Fort Myers, Tampa Bay, 2 a.m., 7 a.m. Wednesday, Jacksonville, 11:30, off to the north and the east. European, on the other hand, says, okay, I'm going to be going over the Dominican Republic and Haiti, and then I'm going to get pulled to the north, and then the northeast with that big trough or cold front that digs in pretty far to the south. So that is a huge, huge difference between the 2 models. And I think tomorrow and Saturday are going to be big days for us in that we start sending multiple missions, hurricane hunters going in there, kind of surveying and sampling the data, the environment, the atmosphere out ahead of this storm, so that we get more accurate forecasts for these spaghetti plots and for these cones. All right, let's talk questions here. Thanks for being patient with me. I just wanted to drill through that there real quickly. Aaron C, yes, it is going to be an interesting few days. The other thing that I would ask too is if there are any other graphics or things that you would like that I have not shown, please shoot me a picture of it or tell me what you're looking for, and I will be very, very happy to help. Let's see, Miniola's in the house. Blessings to all. John Hansen's in the house. Let's see here. Katrina Miner, you're welcome. Lopez Lowry has popped in again on that 7-day forecast. Depending upon which model you like, I think you have to watch Tuesday and Wednesday, whether it comes here or goes east or goes west. Just FYI. You know, the question is which model is more reliable. And Faith, I am on call now on Sunday, but I'm off Saturday. The width of the storm, so Tuesday and Wednesday, that's going to be our time frame. Somebody wanted to see the width of the storm, we can do that. Diana Osha has popped in. Diana, always a pleasure to have you. So let's do this. So it's about 400 miles, and I'm not just going over the CD or the central dense overcast. I'm actually getting the outer periphery there. So it could grow, but it's going to be hard to grow when it's moving so darn fast. And the reason why it's moving so darn fast is the position of this high. Now, as that front digs in this weekend, it's going to want to push this high just a little bit more back to the east. And, you know, from here, it's a question of, does it then get pulled this way? Does it do something like that? Or does it surprise all of us and say, you know what, I'm going west? And I think we'll be better able to answer that here, certainly, if not tomorrow, certainly by Saturday, as we're going to be pushing in all these Hurricane Hunter planes in there. Cara Brienne, always, you're welcome. Ashley, Jeanette Menesis. Yes, there's absolutely a chance it could strengthen in the Gulf if it gets there. Lydia, there is a chance this could head to Central Florida. We are in the cone. The 5 o'clock cone has Central Florida in it. So yes, this is definitely something we want to watch and have you guys continue to watch with me. And by the way, if you're new to the page, I usually do these updates each night, in hurricane season or not, right around the 8 o'clock hour. Follow my page, like the page every time I go live. By you doing that, as long as your notifications are on, you'll know when I go on. John Euro, they've been going back and forth. H-Wharf is pretty reliable too, big tropical model. My gut feeling is I don't think it's going to go east of Florida, but we won't really know for certain until Saturday afternoon. I think at that point we will pretty well be locked in, and I think we'll be in much better shape. Christina Marie, just doing my job, making you guys feel comfortable, safe, and I don't want you guys to freak out. Again, this storm may not come here, but it's my job to at least give you the options, the scenarios that are being thrown my way based upon what we're seeing. John has shared. So J.C. Barber, my feeling is that this will either hug the West Coast or come over the Florida Peninsula. So there you go. Tony, can you show the GFS again, the green visual? Yeah, we can do that. So there's two ways. I think you're asking me to do it side by side. John, there you go. Najio, good to have you. Victoria Harrison Magoot, good to have you there. So there's the side by side. Good agreement. Euro might be just a little bit quicker, but the Euro is right over the Dominican Republic. The GFS, the core anyway, is kind of goes over Haiti, and that's why we have those tropical storm watches up there. Colleen O'Neill, Brenda, you're welcome. And again, please share this feed to your loved ones, your friends. We want to make sure everybody's in the know what's going on, just in case it were to come our way. So the Euro gets ripped apart over Hispaniola, Saturday night, Sunday morning. GFS hangs on, comes out over Cuba into some very warm waters, a hint of an eye right there on the GFS, and then the definitive eye as it comes ashore between Fort Myers and Tampa Bay, and then kind of scoots up to the north-northeast near Jacksonville by the time we get to noon on Wednesday. John, you're welcome. Kat, I'm glad you did. The West Coast. Yeah. All right. So right front quadrant means there's going to be the risk if that GFS track were to verify, and I'm not saying it is, but if it were to verify, then we would definitively have the risk for severe weather, and I'm talking tornadoes. So that's going to be one of the things that we are going to have to watch. The water temps in the Gulf, great question. They are incredibly warm. In fact, let me show you those right now. There you go. 84, 86, 87. So yeah, they're definitely warm. Does the forward motion speed of the storm? It does. So right now, Brian, the forward speed I actually think is impeding Elsa's strengthening, slowing it down because it's moving so fast. I think once it starts slowing down, as long as it doesn't go over land, then we're going to start we could have an issue, and that's one of the things that I'm concerned about. Darlene, good to have you here. Karen Rasmussen, Kevin, Rebecca Mabry, good to have you there, guys. Thanks for popping on in. And the other thing that we're watching now, again, as this storm pulls to the west, you can clearly see the waves and the wave action beginning to get higher around the center of circulation, and all of that water and all of that wave action is now getting forced this way. It's getting forced this way. It's getting forced this way. And, once the storm's in here, obviously the wave action's not going to be that bad here because it's getting blocked. But once it comes through the Windward Islands, we can see an increase here. And then when it comes out here, if it does come this way, you would see an increase there. So lots of things to watch. Talk about storm surge, and that's one of the things we're going to have to watch. Denise Ward, always a pleasure to have you there. Denise, too early to make that call. And we're not, for me, this front down the road will determine the ultimate path. And we have incredibly good model agreement without even any Hurricane Hunter planes in there through Sunday at 2 p.m. It's thereafter that the models begin to diverge. Now, I want to show you one quick thing. So there it is. Those are the tropical models we plot. Now, what you don't see here are the ensemble models. Okay, the ensembles are GFS ensemble and the European. There's 21 GFS ensemble models. They all factor in different things when they're calculating where a storm could go. There's we put in different elements each time to 21 different runs to kind of figure out where this is going to go. And you can see the trend is more to the west in the short run, and then a wide turn there, anywhere in the northern Gulf or over central Florida. The European, on the other hand, another multiple runs there, goes more quickly to the northwest and then the north and the northeast. So you can see the difference in the thinking. That's because these particular models are fighting with what to do with this front down the road, and that's what we don't. That is the unknown for us right now, and that is not going to be answered until this thing gets past Haiti and the Dominican Republic one way or the other, either over it like the European and weakens it, or south of it like the GFS, and then it moves off towards the west northwest. So just hang tight. Let's watch it. These are the facts. One way or the other. We're just gonna be here and do what we do. Just kind of give you the updates with each passing day. It's kind of like a soap opera. Highest peaks are right there in the red. Pico Duarte, almost 10,000 feet high. The Dominican Republic. If a storm goes over that, it's gone. It's going to rip up the circulation. So some of the models keep this as a tropical storm. Other models keep it over the warmer waters, missing the mountains, and potentially becoming a fairly strong hurricane. Jerome, that is a distinct possibility, yes. So once we get past Saturday, Lily, I think by Sunday we're going to know pretty for sure what's going to be going on. I would be surprised if the tracks were still fighting the left versus the right versus up to middle by Sunday. So we're going to continue to iron this out, and that's all that we can do. Again, for the time being, the reason why this storm is speeding up. Lydia, if it misses Hispaniola and a good chunk of Cuba, it will be a hurricane. I can promise you that. J.C. Barber, I am on call for Sunday evening. As of now, no, but I'm on standby. They want me to be ready to come in and help out and keep the ship going in the right direction. This big high is what's helping to accelerate this Elsa figure. So once it gets to about here, on the back side of it, you're going to start to see it slow down big time. And then from there, the question is, what kind of land interaction? What does the cold front do? And where do we go from there? So that's it. It's it in a nutshell. Colleen Evans, you're welcome. Yeah, just kind of doing my thing, Christina, Duchess of York, I am not surprised you are not anxious, and that's good. We don't want you to be anxious. We want you to be prepared and ready, and just to kind of know what's going on, right? That's all we can have you do and be. All right, Pamela Kingpen, you got it. Supplies are good. You don't have to go crazy. We're not talking about a Cat 4, a Cat 5. So Lydia, correct. Tana Moon Spirit has popped in. Tana, how you doing, girl? Shayna Lee has popped in. John Witt, Mary Evans, and Natalie Ann. Cat 1 tops. No, I think it could be higher than a Cat 1, Natalie, if it stays, if it goes more west. So that's it. Worst case scenario, it could be a major hurricane, Josh. Jojo Lovejoy's in the house. And right now, it's only forecast to be a tropical storm because initially it's moving too fast, it's hindering development. Then there's some land interaction. So too many uncertainties right now. Katie Ann has popped in. Madeline, good to have you. The Minnesota Key tomorrow. I hope you do too. There's another wave behind it, and a stronger one that's coming off the west coast of Africa. Christian Henry, John Witt, Mary, the weather wizard. Guillermo, nothing behind Elsa. There's a couple waves, but they haven't been deemed an invest or anything like that. So let's focus on the one we need to focus in on, and then once we get done with Elsa, we'll move on. Amy Waits in the house. Gina, wave action here is not too bad right now, but again, down by that storm, wave action is getting big time, 10 to 15 foot waves and growing. Natalie Ann is getting some wine. Carlos, rain, Yes. All right. Real quick, let's do a little bit of rain, and then the holiday weekend forecast, and then I'll let you guys. J.C. Barber, thank you. Dylan Page. No, Dylan Page not. In fact, I was talking about that the other day. This is just ridiculous, and it's a clear testament that global warming is an issue. Brian, nice. Clearwater for a week and a sun home. Look, you're good. You're good through Sunday, if not even Monday. Whether or not this thing intensifies, you need to clear out of there. Let's get you to there, enjoy it for a couple of days, and then take it one day at a time. Lisa GV's in the house. Terry Lottie, Diane Cormier, yes, you are welcome. There we go. So a good shield of rain, no doubt about that. Let me show you the futurecast here for Friday. You can see a push back towards the east. Again, coverage tomorrow, 50 or 60%. Lightning strikes, I think, are going to be an issue more on the eastern side tomorrow. There you go. Lisa GV and Volusia County, we got you. J.C. Barber, I am surprised with where this one developed this early in the season. Getting a storm to develop in the northwestern Caribbean or Gulf, I wouldn't be surprised by that. But where this thing has developed so far east of the Windward Islands, and it's only early July, that's a bit concerning. I don't like seeing that. So here's a look at early next week. There's Monday. That's the GFS scenario right there. There's your storm, Fort Myers, Orlando in the morning, and then boom, up to the northeast. So, we're watching it. That's all. We take it one day at a time. Collier County, Naples area, Carmen, Maria Alicea Oregno, we got you there. I'm not sure if you who you watch down there, but you've been in here a few times, so obviously you like the presentation that we're giving you up here, and I do appreciate you. And don't forget to have these feeds shared with your friends down there. We're a full-service weather operation, meaning that when a storm is coming, we cover all of Florida. All right, let me end it here on that 7-day forecast because there's some graphics I'm working on here. Rhode Island cool off. Woo, there you go, Jim Bacon. There you go. All right, there it is. So Tuesday, Wednesday for now is the time frame. The Europeans, right? There's no time frame at all. So it's because it doesn't get here. So that's what we want you to know. All right. So the big story is computer models. Give us an update here about 9:30. I'm going to have those things at the top of the hour, 10 on the CW18, and then at 11 on WESH, at the top of the hour, we'll have the brand new cone for Elsa. So I do want you to check in with me on that tonight at 10 and 11. Again, if you haven't liked or followed the page yet, please do so. Please share. We want to get this word out on the tropics and anything that comes our way the rest of this hurricane season. All right, gang, take care. See ya. Stay dry, and again, don't sweat it yet. Just stay in tuned, stay aware, and we'll get you through this. See ya.